Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Welcome to Short Shifts. I'm your captain on this magical carpet ride, Jeffrey J. Hulavecchio. Topher has no idea what I'm going to say or ask right now. We got 10 minutes on the clock. Toph, I get asked this a lot by older players. What do you do between periods? If you're coming off the ice, they're zamming in between periods. Were there certain things you did? Did you have a routine? Did you kind of read and react to the situation? Did you eat? Did you stretch? Did you talk to your line mates? What happens in the locker room between periods?
I think that's a fantastic question, Jeffrey.
The only kind I have.
Nice. First thing I will say is I think it's different for everybody. I think what works for me doesn't work for you, which doesn't work for the next person, yada, yada, yada. So whatever works for you, like fly your freak flag. Go ahead, do your thing. Like just go.
Talking about in between periods here.
Well, just do your thing. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Right? Like, don't be afraid to do your thing. Okay. For me, first of all, I think everybody should do this, but hydrate. Make sure you're getting in some hydration, whether it's electrolytes, whether it's just water. Maybe I'll ask you that maybe when I'm done, you can say what the best thing to drink during a game is because you're a lot more knowledgeable on that. For me, I loved talking with my line mates in between periods. Loved talking with my line mates and just like going over, stuff that happened throughout the game, what we can do better, what we could do differently. Like I always think that time is like really good for just talking shop and talking hockey and kind of getting on the same page because every game is different, right? Every game is different. Every game has unique challenges. Every team you're playing is going to be different. And so that, brings different scenarios within the games based on how they play and stuff like that. So I think like talking hockey is really good. The other thing that I really like to do, I think if you can bring like 3 shirts and take your top stuff off and like get a dry shirt on. I think that's just a comfort thing, but also like, I don't know, it's probably better for you to not have a sweaty, smelly, stinky same shirt on for the whole time. And so, yeah, other than that, like not much, man, just like pretty low key, just kind of talking about the game. The one thing I will say, so last year, the Big Ten had 12-minute intermissions. It was unbelievable. Typically intermissions are like 15 to 18 minutes. Yeah. This was 12 minutes. So like as coaches, like we had to go in, figure out what we were going to say really quick. If we needed to show a video, like it was really, really quick, go in, boom, like talk to the guys for a minute or two. That's about it. Maybe make some adjustments and then out and then boom, they're out the door. It was awesome. It was
Did they have 3 ponies going on or did they get the job done with 2?
Just 2. Yeah, just 2. But it was a league-wide rule. So like every team, it was just 12 minutes. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Like the games flew by. It seemed like intermissions flew by. And yeah, so that's for me, like talking hockey, make sure you're hydrating and then like change your upper stuff. I was always kind of like big on like kind of taking as much equipment off as you can just to kind of like cool off a little bit and then putting it back on right before you were going out there. But that's me. What about you?
I like it. I didn't wear a tarp, obviously. Why would you cover this up? So that wasn't something I needed to worry about, but I am a very heavy sweater. So I would get in and I'd immediately take off my elbow pad. I would take off my whole top stuff, but I would put my elbow pads and my gloves on the dryer immediately. Try and get those things dry so they just feel better on your skin. You're not getting rashes over the course of the season. That's something that can happen when you're playing 60 to 80 games. And you obviously don't want to have that happen. Also, if your gear isn't wet, it's lighter, so like not being lazy and putting your stuff on the dryer actually feels better and you're lighter. So at the end of the day, like a 1 pound difference is a 1 pound difference. You're going to be a little bit faster. Probably that's science. I would always, I don't like telling, I tell kids never drink energy drinks, right? I don't think anybody should be drinking an energy drink until they're 21 years old. Like there's just chemicals in them and all this stuff. When you're an adult, do whatever you want. But I would have a third of a Red Bull before warmups, before the or after warm up. So before the first, a third again, before the second, a third again, before the third period. So I would have a third of a Red Bull. I would also have salt water. And then depending on the game, maybe like a carbohydrate, fast digesting carbohydrate gel or something like that if I needed it. Sometimes I'd listen to music before coach came in. A lot of time I'm talking to my line mates, my power play, because I was on that in Europe, and my penalty kill, just like, what are we seeing? Hey, drawing stuff up on the board. Hey, do we need to change this on the PP? Or, hey, I'm the plug. I'll get it to you guys. You guys just shoot it at me. I didn't really have a lot to add to those combos. And then depending on how my legs felt, like if there were times where my legs didn't feel good, I might throw skate guards on or kick my wheels off quickly and spin on the bike to keep my legs going. When I got older and I was too lazy to do that or didn't want to, sometimes I would just lay on my back, put my feet up in the air, like against the wall, having the blood drain back towards the middle of your body. Maybe some stretches, always tape my stick in between. I tape my stick so much. Like I loved a fresh job. I'm not looking for like the hangy tape or, somebody always steps on my stick every freaking shift because I'm battling in front of the net. I hated that. So I'd always retape my stick, maybe sticks plural. What else? Anything else? I think that's probably it for me, and
That's it.
Speech. Yeah, I'm buzzing, bro. Obviously, I'm the guy who's saying something right before we go out on almost every team I played on. So, like, I'd be the guy saying the last thing before we go, get the boys humming before we get out there. But yeah, I love the locker room in between periods, especially when you're winning,
Way better when you're winning.
Oh my God. Come in the locker room when you're up, especially a couple, not just one.
You know what the worst, honestly, the worst locker room is when you're playing at home and you're losing and you're not playing well. There's no worse locker room than like after the first period, getting your butts kicked by the away team at home.
Well, let's talk about that because we got a couple minutes here. All right, you go back in the locker room after the first period and you laid a dump. You personally, not the team. Don't even worry about the team. You personally, you laid a dump. You sucked. What are you doing so that you don't come out for the second period crappy?
I think just going over your ABCs or like the three things that make you really good and just kind of refreshing on that. It's something that like I wish I did better. Like I'm really hard on myself. So sometimes it was tough for me to get out of that if I wasn't feeling in a good headspace after a period or something like that. But for me, it's like going back to the ABCs, and the biggest one is just like, hey, compete. Like even if you don't have it today, you can still compete. Like you can still move your feet, you can still compete, you can still have great attitude, like be positive. Like those are the things that you can control. You can't always control how you feel. You can't control how your legs feel every time. You can't control, how your mind is kind of processing things every time. As much as you have a routine to try and make sure that that stuff is standardized, like every game, like it just doesn't happen that way for whatever reason. And so I think, just getting back to the things that make you good and just like really competing, I think those are things that are huge for getting back out there if you feel like you didn't have a good period.
Yeah, I love that. That's huge. I also had like certain songs that I would only play like in the locker room on game day. And no evidence behind this whatsoever, but it was kind of like when I listened to those songs, because I only listened to these couple of songs in the locker room on game day, it just like kind of snapped me back into like, and they're always like more like fun songs, not like super like intense, like I might listen to right before the game. It would be something that would like make me like more like, hey.
So like, what are we talking about? Like a Britney Spears kind of thing, or like a Backstreet Boys kind of thing?
No, not that bad. Probably like at the end of my career, it was actually a lot of like country, like which you're
What?
like, what the hell? Yeah.
I'm proud of you. That's great.
Because it would just put me in a good mood and like have like be like, because I was the same as you, where sometimes I get too hard on myself or I take things too seriously when it came to hockey, and like I needed to be kind of in between, like too high, I'm not good. Too low, I'm not good. I need to kind of find each day where I needed to be. So kind of finding that, and songs helped me because I only used them in those times that I needed them. So it kind of like always would put me back into a good spot mentally. But I don't know. I got 40 seconds left. What else are we talking about? I had something else I was going to say with the locker room. Oh, check your skates, players. And you know what's really cool? Western Michigan, we had 30 seconds. Western Michigan was in town here 2 weeks ago, and I gave them a speech before their game. and I watch her practice. And dude, every player's, I'm sure you know, you were coaching last year, every player's got like 10 sets of steel. So like anything happens, they just go to the bench, they go to the locker room, pop the steel off, put the new, so sick. At the end of my career, that was just starting to be a thing. So if I stepped on like the post or something, I'm taking my boot off, giving it to the guy. He's got to sharpen it. Anyway, share the show.
Share the show. Good stuff, X.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.